Good morning, Hoover. All right, my name is Dell Kincaid. I teach theater at Simmons Middle School. And I am here this morning to help MC our first annual Hoover City Schools Spirit Stick Competition. As you know, today we'll be judging each school based on not the loudness, but the creativity of their spirit for their school. In order to judge this competition, we will need spirit judges. So I would like to welcome to the stage former board member, Mr. Stephen Presley, current vice president of our board, Mrs. Deanna Bauman. Come on down. President, Mr. Craig Kelly, come on down. And the mayor of Hoover, Mr. Frank Brocato, come on down. All right, so to keep things fair, the judges are impartial. They will be looking for creativity, and to keep things fair, I will be drawing your school at random from the box. When I call your school, you will have 15 seconds to show us your creative spirit. And our first school is South Shades Crest Elementary. Let's hear it, South Shades Crest. All right. Awesome. Next up is our ever faithful transportation department. Where is transportation? Over there. Let's hear it for transportation. All right. Next up is Simmons Middle School. Next up is Bluff Park Elementary. Oh, wait for it. Oh, they have choreography. Oh. That was awesome. All right. Next up is, wait for it, Spain Park High School. There they are. Next up is River Chase Elementary. Nicely done, River Chase. Next up, Bumpus Middle School. Let's hear it from Gwynn Elementary School. Woo, Gwynn! All right. Next is operations. Where's our operations, folks? Let's hear it for operations. We all love operations. Next up, Greystone Elementary School. Awesome. Let's hear it from Shades Mountain Elementary School. All right. Now, Green Valley Gators. Oh, they have a gator. Oh, sweet baby gator. All right, good job, Green Valley. Next up, let's hear it from Berry Middle School. Jags. Now let's hear from the Hoover High School Bucks. All right. Let's go to Trace Crossings Elementary School. They emptied out the music department. Doesn't take a lot to get teachers excited. Awesome. All right, Brock's Gap Intermediate School. Moving boxes, nice touch. All right, let's hear it from and for our central office staff. All right, only 2 more to go. Make it count. Deer Valley Elementary School.
Purple toes are going to give it away.
Yeah, right? And last but not least, let's hear it from Rocky Ridge Elementary School. If you could give us some music while the judges discuss. Y'all talk amongst yourselves for just a second.
I get
the winning school will be able to keep this lovely spirit stick, notice it lights up, this lovely spirit stick in their front office for the next year until they will have to return it to Institute next year when we do this all over again. And now, the winner of the Hoover City Schools Spirit Stick is Trace Crossings Elementary School. Come and get your stick. Come get your stick. Come down. Come get your stick. Thank you, judges. Thank you. To the winner goes the spoils. Let's keep this party started. Play a little Greatest Showman for me. How about that arm? Welcome to Teacher Institute. We are so excited about this day. So thank you for being here. I want to ask Brother Buddy if you'll come up. And before you do, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you and the church.
Well, it is always our honor. Good morning. I just want to know if y'all going to sober up for school this week. How drunk do you have to be to do all that? And look at this Hoover people. Look at that. Mr. Hewlett, stand up and show him that shirt. Really? There you go. What do you think? I told him, I said, if I'd have known we could dress casually, I would have, but that is the pattern of my underwear this morning. But we all... He said he really didn't need to see that in his mind. It messed him up. I'm sure it did you. Listen, I want to say thank y'all for being here. It is always our joy and our honor to host this. We are part of this community. Many of you, I know personally, a lot of you have had a great impact on my family through the years. I know you're celebrating 30 years. I've been the pastor here for over 32. All my children have gone through the Hoover school system, and I just want to say thank you as a parent, thank you as a community member, and I know that some of you are just starting out in your teaching career, and you'll be recognized. Some of you have been here perhaps even since the very beginning of the school system. I don't know of any. I'm sure we'll find out who's the longest. But I want to say thank you for what you do. Before I pray, I want to just read one verse that I think most people are very familiar with. It's Proverbs 22:6. And it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he'll not depart from it. I know usually when people hear this, they go, well, if I just raise my child right, they'll always be right. There may be some truth there, but that is not what this verse is talking about. As a matter of fact, this verse has to do with the training of a student, the training of a student that is suited particularly to that student. In fact, in the Hebrew, it is best translated as train up a child according to his way, and when he is old, he'll not depart from it. And the reason I want to remind you of that is all the children that are becoming, from the very youngest to the people that start their senior year, they have been influenced and impacted by you. Only in light of eternity will you know the impact that you've had. But as you see each student, I want you to think about this verse. Train up a child in the way that he should go. According to his way is probably, as I said, the best translation. You have students, children that are going to be coming that are introverted, extroverted. You have some that will excel in the arts, some that will excel in the sciences. And one of the things that you do as teachers is you try to find out what is it that this student is passionate about. What is it that they can learn and want to learn and excel in? Not that we don't want well-rounded students and citizens, we do. But the worst thing to do is to try to make a child who's not interested in this is what you're going to do with your life. No, God brought us here and He made us. We're wired to do certain things. And I just want to encourage you to look at each student, to offer encouraging words, to look at them as individuals. Sometimes you may even need to stop exactly what you're teaching as far as subject matter, and I want you to teach that. Everybody does. But there are times for you to listen to a student and to teach a life lesson. I know that those are the people that have the greatest influence. Now, I've said this before in years gone by. You can either impress people or you can influence people. And I want to encourage you to influence people. We impress people from a distance. If you get far enough away from me, I look pretty good. We can all impress people from a distance, but you influence when people get to see you up close. And they find out what you're really like, and that you really care, and that you listen to them, and that you care about them. Not just that they learn a lesson, but they learn about life itself. So I just want to encourage you across the board, those of you that serve the lunches and make the lunches, those of you that drive the school buses, those of you that work behind the scenes administratively to make all this happen, but especially those of you in the classroom. You're training up children, but really what you're doing is you're not raising children, but you're raising adults, people that will make a difference. And the impact and the influence that you're having is incredible. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick prayer. And then we're going to have the presentation of our colors. And at that time, we'll stand. We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll also sing together. Oh, no, we won't. We'll hear the national anthem sung. And then, no, I don't need for y'all to do that. And then I'd like for you to be very respectful until the colors leave the room, okay? So let me pray for us. Lord, I thank you for the men and the women, the boys and the girls that are here too. Lord, I thank you for the giftedness of each person here and the calling that you have put on them to educate in so many different ways. And Lord, as they get started, I pray for some, the nervousness of maybe a new job, a new start, or a new place, Lord, that you will calm that down and let them know that this is a good community of people, Those who have been at it a long time, Lord, let them not be calloused. And Father, let them all make the commitment to love these students and their parents. And if we can't do anything else, Lord, let us make a commitment that we will outlove people. No matter what they do or say, let us continue to love, because that's the love you've shown for us. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's stand for the presentation of our colors.
Detail. Oh. Left. Face. Present.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated.
Well, good morning again. I do welcome you to our institute. I am exceptionally grateful to the church for allowing us to once again come and enjoy this terrific auditorium. They're always so helpful, and I'm so grateful to Buddy Gray and to the church here at Hunter Street. It's also, I'm grateful to McDonald's, who provided all of our breakfast this morning with no cost to us. So we appreciate McDonald's very much. It's my privilege to acknowledge former superintendents in our school district. There have been lots of terrific folks who have preceded us in this work, who've helped set the stage for this awesome school district. And so if you are a former superintendent, we want to acknowledge you. And let's look at those individual superintendents, if you will. I believe we have a slide for each of our superintendents. Robert Mitchell, who was first superintendent 1987 through 1991. If any of these superintendents happen to be here, if you would stand, we would like to acknowledge you. Frida Bybee was interim in 1991. We had then Robert Bumpus, 1991 to 1996. Jack Farr, 1996 to 2004. Connie Williams, 2004 to 2006. Andy Craig, 2006 to 2014. Jim Reese as our interim in 2015. And I'm so exceptionally blessed to come after those terrific people who set such a great stage for us and for our performance now. I was also told that I best acknowledge Mary Jo also. And so Mary Jo, would you stand up? Mary Jo was our first administrative assistant. Ms. Trawick, thank you for joining us. We appreciate what she's also done. I'm going to now take a point of privilege. If all of our resource officers and all our fire folks, and if our mayor would come and join us on stage. And while they're making their way, let me remind you that our school district once again has been acknowledged as the safest school district in this state. We absolutely are delighted to have SRO officers in every school in Hoover. And as you might well know, you may be seated, as you might well know, that's not true across the state. And gentlemen, I want to personally and professionally thank you for serving this school district and serving us so well, and to our city council and our mayor who continues to support us in the process of having SRO officers. We are the 5th safest school district in the nation. But I always add a caveat, and that is we're only one horrific incident of some perpetrator walking to the door with evil in his or her heart. And so we're not letting our guard down. We're exceptionally delighted to be the safest in the state, the 5th safest in the nation, but we are not deceived. And to you, ladies and gentlemen, to our city council, our mayor, thank you so very much. Thank you for allowing us to honor you. Next, I'm going to ask the chair of our board, Mr. Craig Kelly, if you would come up, Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly is going to acknowledge our former board members who are with us. Mr. Kelly, thank you.
Good morning. This is the 5th year of my term, so I think by default I get the honor of standing up here and at least looking at all this. This is your day. It's your day. Tomorrow's the children. It is an honor to serve on the board. I'd like to introduce my current board members, Vice President, Ms. Deanna Baumann, please stand. Board member, Ms. Amy Tosney, who you just heard from. Board member, Mr. Kermit Kendrick. Board member, Ms. Amy Modano. Thank you. We're honored with several past board members that are present with us today. We have many others that could not be here. We continue to mentor from those that came before us. We're just a small part of a timeline over 30 years. 5 years is a short period of time. We're transit, you're not. You're here, some of you over 40 years. So we hope and we pray that we make the right decisions when we're given the opportunity. And we do appreciate your support. We want to hear from you. We do hear from you. So thank you for being here. We'll start off with Mr. Stephen Presley. Please stand. Okay, Stephen, thank you. The chair that I was honored to take, Ms. Paulette Pearson. Colonel Earl Cooper. Ms. Kay Witt. Mr. Bob Austin. Dr. Charles Hickman, who is one of the founding board members and still is. Dr. Hickman is still very, very much involved, attends most of our board meetings. I think I'm getting charged airtime as many times as I call you for advice, and I appreciate it. Again, today is your day. You are the leaders in this district. It's not me. You guys are the leaders. You are the employees. Every single one of you has to be here. The instructor in the class, maintenance, I won't remember everything, technology, transportation, admin, payroll, human resources, I can't name them all. But without any one of you or any part of that, the district almost shuts down. We're all there to step up and help each other if needed, but this is an institutional company that would be on the Fortune 500 if it were so ranked. So thank you for the job you do. We understand that you teach in public education because it's a passion. It is your career. It is your income from your family, and we never lose sight of that. We do try to fight in our legislature. We have some here representing us, county commission, city council. The city very much contributes to the success of this district, and the mayor and the council have continued and pledged to continue to do so. There will be times we will have to go try to get additional ad valorem taxes. We are going to have to at some point have more schools, or a school, at least a high school. Not on the horizon for the next year or two, but it is coming. So we have got to do that. We have got to get local raises. We're very fortunate in Hoover that we fund over 200 local no water. We fund over 200 local units because the citizens in this city contribute tax dollars on and above the state minimum foundation. That's almost unheard of. We have the charts. We know how unfortunate some districts are where they do not have the funding. This community has it. It doesn't mean we have got to continue to seek to keep you in Hoover. We do not want you leaving. We know you've got to be paid for the job you do. So we have challenges. There'll be challenges when I'm gone. There'll be others behind us. Enough from me. Can't say thank you so much for being here. I could not do it without my board. I used to look to the others when I was in chair 5. Now I look back the other direction more than I did the first year I was there. Thank you.
Good morning. I have the privilege of recognizing our distinguished guest. When I call your name, please stand. Everyone, please hold your applause until the end. Mayor Frank Mercado, City Councilman Gene Smith, John Green, Kurt Posey, John Lyda, Mike Shaw, Derek Murphy, Dr. Casey Middlebrooks, Police Chief Nick Dursis, Fire Chief Clay Bentley. Would any other former city council members or mayors please stand? State Representative David Faulkner, Yvette Richardson with Alabama State Board of Education, Christine Hoffman with HPTC, Hall Wadsworth, Finley, and with the Hoover City Schools Foundation, Janet Turner, David Cohen, and Paul DeMarco. Would any other public officials or elected officials please stand? Thank you so much for joining us today as we celebrate 30 years of excellence.
When we honor a teacher, we invest in the future for everyone. So today, I hope we make a huge deposit in the bank of our city, of our nation, as we honor everyone in this room today, because I consider everyone who works for this school district to be a teacher as we shape the lives of our children. If you are a first-year teacher to Hoover City Schools, would you please stand at this time? Welcome to the family. Remain standing. Remain standing, please. Everybody take a close look at our friends here, our new family members. Let's pick them up and carry them along, pass the traditions and the culture to them as we work together as a team and a family to shape our children. Those of you who are actually this is your first year teaching as a professional educator, would you remain standing? Everyone else can have a seat. Awesome. Teachers, take a look at your family members here. You know the struggles and the challenges that are going to come. And please encourage, help them along. This time next year, they're going to be seasoned Hoover teachers. We're going to make sure that that's true. Thank you all very much, and thank you for practicing what you do in Hoover City Schools. In the 30-year history of Hoover City Schools, our district has had more state teachers of the year than any other school district. As a matter of fact, 1 out of 5 of the state teachers of the year since 1988 and 1989 have been Alabama Teachers of the Year. We are so blessed to have so many great teachers. Being recognized as your school's Teacher of the Year is an amazing honor in a school district that produces the level of excellence that ours does. So if you have ever been nominated by your school as a Teacher of the Year, would you please stand at this time? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for raising the bar for excellence here in Hoover. Also, Jacksonville State Hall of Fame. Hoover City Schools has more names and pictures in the Jacksonville State Hall of Fame than any other school district in the state of Alabama. So we're so proud of them. If you've ever been your building's Jacksonville State Hall of Fame nominee, would you please stand at this time? Awesome. Awesome. So many great teachers. We also have the distinction of holding the highest percentage of national board certified teachers at any school district in the state of Alabama. So if you are a national board certified teacher, would you please stand at this time? Look at that. Look at that. Thank you so much. At this time, I'd like to recognize any employee who was a student of Hoover City Schools or a graduate of W.A. Berry High School before Hoover became a school system 30 years ago. If you've ever been a student in Hoover City Schools, stand at this time. Look at them coming home. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it home. It seems unbelievable that this is our 31st institute, Dr. Mitchell. But it is. And although the number gets a little smaller every year, it still persists. If you were here for Teacher Institute in Hoover City Schools in 1988. Would you please stand at this time? Awesome. Thank you. Dr. Murphy?
Thank you, Dr. Dotson. Let me ask Dr. Charles Hickman. Would you stand up again, Dr. Hickman? I don't know if you've had an opportunity to read this terrific history of Hoover City Schools, but it certainly seems appropriate for us to acknowledge you this morning, the work that you've done with this particular book, and so thank you so much. And I have 3 at some point along the way I'm going to share with folks in our audience. So thank you. Great read, terrific history. I'm sure you'll be happy to get with folks if they're interested in that. So thank you, Dr. Hickman. So, Institute, let's think about 30 years and the tradition of excellence continues for us. It was in 1988. I don't have my clicker. I'm waiting for you guys, and you guys are waiting for me, right? Delighted to have my daughter with me today. She's taking care of her mom. 1988. How many of you remember? Some of those young folks were just little tiny things. 1988, I was teaching at West Georgia College in Carrollton, Georgia, now the University of West Georgia. And what a terrific place that was. Anybody a graduate of University of West Georgia College? Yay, I see some hands waving at me. And so that was 1988 for me, but what a terrific year. Because that was the beginning of this great school district. The 80s were awesome. Matter of fact, I spent lots of my time because I love the 80s music. You love the 80s music? And so I worked very hard on my playlist for the 1980s, and here's how we put that together. Remember? And so I was teaching water aerobics classes at night, and so I was really into putting these cassette tapes together because you had to have a little music for the water aerobics classes I was teaching in the evening to senior citizens. And love those ladies and gentlemen who joined my class. But do you remember the little apparatus? You know, it was the radio and it had the little dual. You could put a cassette over here and record it to this cassette over here, or you could pull the radio down. I have difficulty with playlists now, but I was all in on these playlists. So this was our playlist in the 1980s, but there was one real difficulty that you might have as a result. And some of you will remember. That magnetic tape would spin right out of that cassette. And that was so aggravating. And it took a very special tool to address it. Do you remember the tool? A pencil. You had to get that pencil in there and get that magnetic tape to get back inside that cassette, and it still was good. You could just play right on. So that was some of the 1980s and the music, all the music. This was back when Air Supply was all out of love in 1980, but by 1983 they were making love out of nothing at all. Barbra Streisand was a woman in love. Lionel Richie and Diana Ross were into endless love in 1981. Soft Cell was concerned about tainted love. Then we had Pat Benatar, who believed love is a battlefield. You believe it? Foreigner was searching to know what love is in 1984, and Tina Turner wanted to know what's love got to do with it anyway. Robert Palmer was addicted to love in 1985, and Stevie Wonder was just a part-time lover. Then we had Steve Woodwind, who was into higher love in 1986, and Whitesnake questioned, is this love, in 1987. And then the year of our starting, we had Phil Collins, who came out with A Groovy Kind of Love. Remember it? And then we had Taylor Dane, who promised to always love you. Great song, love it. Now, this is just my opinion. Not sure, but it's my opinion. I think all this love music was about girls just wanting to have fun and too much red wine. Great music of the 80s. Well, here was the most popular car. Anybody remember the Ford Escort? My sister had one. Funny story, when my sister graduated from high school, my parents gave her a car. She got an Escort. When I graduated, they gave me luggage, and most of my clothes was already in the suitcase, and it was by the door. I don't know, figure that one. You could buy this Ford Escort for less than $7,000. You could jump in that Ford Escort, and you could hightail right over to the River Chase Galleria, because the Galleria opened in 1986. Notice, where's all those restaurants at that point? Wow, how that area has grown. Well, you could also pull in and get that 91-cent gas. Woo, don't you wish we could go back and get some of that 91-cent gas. And then you could go over to the movie theater, and $4 was the average ticket in 1988 to go to the theater. Well, then you could go to one of those big movies. You remember any of these movies? Rain Man was big in 1988. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And Coming to America were the three popular movies of 1988. Well, this was back when we wrote each other letters, too. A foreign concept these days. But you could write those letters and put a 25-cent stamp on it, and you were in good business. You could send it on. Well, there were the hairstyles of the 1980s. I remember mine was bigger. And so we actually had some of our folks who really rocked the 1980s look. Here are some of those folks. Recognize any of them? Dr. Chris Robbins. Stand up, Dr. Robbins. Stand up, Dr. Robbins. By the way, we offered this up to folks to send us a picture, and so we get to pick on those who did. Dr. Robbins, I knew you immediately. It wasn't because of the hair, but I knew you immediately. Thank you for sharing with us. Melissa Hatter. Miss Hatter is our new principal at Shades Mountain. Miss Hatter, where's Miss Hatter? I knew Miss Hatter immediately. Lots to do there, Miss Hatter. Dr. Terry Lamar, where are you, Dr. Lamar? Back in the football days there. Amy Gregory, Green Valley principal. Miss Gregory, I didn't recognize you. Threw me off when I saw the picture. And then assistant principal at River Chase, Dana Junkin. Miss Junkin, where are you? And then I would have picked Brian Kane out anywhere. I had him pegged. Brian, you hadn't changed much, buddy. I knew you immediately. Where's Brian Kane? I saw him. Oh, here you are. So those dudes were something back in the 1980s, weren't they? But you know, here's my biggest thought about the 1980s. There was a small group of thoughtful, committed people who decided to change this world in Hoover, for us. I love what Margaret Mead says. She said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." And so this is an appropriate time for us to say, thank you. We've acknowledged many of you this morning. Many couldn't join us. But thank you to the thoughtful, committed people who changed our world by creating Hoover City Schools. And so you helped us bring the school district up from the ground up. And this morning, we're just going to pause to celebrate that with you. waste on.
I'm gonna do. Let them say we're crazy. What do they know? Put your arms around me, baby. Don't ever let go. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream together. Standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us. Ooh, all that I need is you. All that I ever need. All that I want to do.
Let's hear it for our history. The song that you heard playing in the background, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, I love, love, love 3 of the lines in that chorus, which says, and I suspect this is true of those who helped create this great school district, we can build this thing together. Stand this stormy weather. And let me look at those who've been a part of the history. Was there any stormy weather along the way? Carol Barbara Mayer, any of you? Mr. Mitchell? Lots of stormy. Connie. But here's what I believe the commitment was, and that is, nothing's going to stop us now. Well, let's fast forward ourselves, and here we are. It's 2018. And you know what I believe? I believe the same stuff those guys believed. I believe we can build this thing together. I believe that we can stand the stormy weather, rezoning. And I don't believe anything's going to stop us now. We have a terrific history that's behind us, but we have the opportunity and the privilege of creating it going forward. And so, you know, in Hoover, I really do wake up all hours of the night and morning, and I have so many thoughts and dreams of who we can become. And following the little wardrobe scene here, by the way, I don't want to hear anything about the witch who came out of the wardrobe, right? Will you make that commitment to me? So following that same theme of the greatest showman, let's think about the millions of dreams that we have in front of us, because we do have the privilege to make some of those dreams become a reality. Let's look at this one together.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head, a million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what
The million dreams that we can have. I have a friend with me, and I'm going to introduce her to you in just a minute. Thoughtful, committed citizens started with ideas and took initiative, led to today's successes in this brief celebration. And the baton has been passed to us for the world we're going to create. The world we're going to create. We had the privilege of asking some of our alumni to send us a video acknowledging this 30-year history with us, and many did. For those who sent them to us a little bit late, they will be on our website. But these are folks who sent to us. We didn't go out and pick out folks, and so let's take a look at some of those who acknowledge the great work of our district.
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. When we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out, cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now, cause you don't have another day. Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of that night in June. I didn't know what you loved, but it came too soon.
Hey, I'm Sissy Thompson Johnson. I'm a 1989 graduate of Berry High School, the first graduating class for Hoover City Schools. I'm now in my 22nd year of teaching. 13 of those were in Hoover. I just want to say congratulations, Hoover, on 30 years of excellence.
Hi, I'm Scarlett Thompson, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Civitan International. We're a group of service clubs across the globe, and we were founded right here in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm also a 1995 graduate of Hoover High School, and I'm here to wish you congratulations for 30 years. Thanks, Hoover City Schools.
Hi, my name is Crystal Johnson. I'm a graduate of Simmons Middle School and Hoover High School class of 2001. I'm currently a math teacher here at Hoover High School and the head girls basketball coach. I just want to congratulate Hoover City Schools on an excellent 30 years, and I wish them many, many more. Go Bucks.
Hi, my name is Matt Sterling. I'm a 2002 graduate of Hoover High School. I'm currently living in the city of Hoover with my wife and 2 children and managing the Hyatt Regency Birmingham at the Winfrey Hotel. I wanted to take a moment to congratulate Hoover on 30 years of educational excellence.
I'm Sarah Franklin, a Spain Park 2006 graduate. I currently live in Hoover and work for a public relations firm. I enjoy serving Hoover City Schools by being on the Finley Committee and the Hoover City Schools Foundation Board. Go Jags!
Hi, I'm Sheridan Hollis, a 2005 graduate of Spain Park High School. I am currently an attorney here in the state of Alabama, and I would like to congratulate Hoover City Schools on 30 years of educational leadership. Go Jaguars!
I'm Josh Majek, graduate of Shades Mountain Elementary, Berry Middle School, and Spain Park High School, class of 2008. And I'm currently living my dream playing professional basketball in the NBA. I just want to wish Hoover City Schools congratulations on a great 30 years. Go Jags!
Hi, this is Danielle Dubose. I graduated from Spain Park in 2011. I'm currently living in Washington, D.C., working on Capitol Hill as tax policy advisor for Senator Pat Toomey. Happy 30th anniversary to Hoover City Schools.
Hi, my name is Jason Agsley. I'm a 2015 Hoover High School graduate and a current cadet at the United States Military Academy at West Point. I just want to congratulate Hoover City Schools on 30 years of excellence. Go Bucks!
When we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out, cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now, cause you don't have another day. Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without
Give all those folks a hand. We have so many terrific graduates of our school district. What's really important, though, is what's in front of us. And so I have a friend with me this morning, and she's going to tell you her name, and she's a pretty awesome kid, and I'm so proud to share the stage with her.
Hi, my name is Molly Allen. I'm the class of 2031. I can't wait for you to make me great.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we do what we do. Not only so we get to see those terrific people who've already been through the school district, whose lives have been impacted by you, but also to see those terrific, precious children who are in front of us. Thank you for sharing with us this morning, Molly. This is going to be the best institute you have, because this is going to be the shortest one you've had. Thank you again for all of those who preceded us. And now, let's see some of those folks who are already in this school district, and they're going to entertain you briefly. And then thank you so much. Your time is short before Wednesday. We wanted to respect that, knowing that you only have today and tomorrow to get ready for those students. So, young folks, take it away.
Guys, you've been playing Fortnite for 10 hours straight. Enough. Go play outside.
It's too hot outside. I'm getting eaten up.
You stumble through your days, got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray.
Like a zombie in a maze. You're asleep inside, but you can shake away. Thinking that you're only option, but you can flick a switch and brighten up your darkest days.
Sun is up and the colors blinding. Take a word and redefine it.
Leave behind, you never mind, you'll never be the same.
Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light, let it burn so bright. Reaching up.
That lie that you need to hide your face.
Afraid to step outside, so you lock the door. Don't you stay that way.
No more living in the shadows. You and me, we know how that goes.
Once you see it all, you'll never, never be the same. A little bit of life inside here, but I love to keep on trying. The earth is wanting you, and I'm here praying. Come alive, come alive.
Searching for a way to break free.